Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's on the fourth floor in Amy's little, you were,
This,
You know, Todd's gonna be here this morning.
Eagleview. Is that for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just want to lay it over on this desk, he'll be first up to bat.
And then there's one for each of you, these are the tax sale properties.
Oh,
I scanned
I'm
it.
sorry, you said
These
Todd
are
or
the
Scott?
tax, Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. I was cold and I'm hot.
Only moves in there for Bruce Shaw. We have like the organization.
Oh,
Have a microphone.
yes.
We know where they're at.
Yes,
So they all work.
Good morning, I didn't see you there.
That one. You want that one? Linda.
What's going on next door?
Oh, he's just getting the mics.
Definitely. Or did you touch that one?
No, I just turned them off, they were on, it should be working.
Okay.
Standing behind you.
You want one?
Hi, how are you? Good.
I don't know.
You can hear my dulcet tones in the morning.
Thanks, Pat. You need to keep it just.
No, but man, I just want those brownies from this, not the best thing I ever had.
Is that yours?
Mine's off, yeah, sure. That's some feedback.
Too much. Thank you.
Alright, folks. Well, Deb's doing okay, I'm still feeling very good. I think your week's on this good, so. I have enough food for the week, I'm not
Are they down south? Where's it?
really. It's ended up in the ER with mom on Friday, and she ended up having COVID. So.
Yeah.
Heather's trying to print
Right.
that email. She's trying to do it so it runs.
Okay.
I can't even read it.
Okay.
And then she
But that's sort of what the
Printed, it's pulled up on the monitor.
Grants and application, which is great last week for work.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Take this. It's the 15th, yes. Did you accomplish your work yesterday?
Yes. Yes, I did. Got everything done. All right.
Supervisor. Supervisor, right? The township supervisor.
Thank you.
Took your weekend?
Good.
Had a nice county picnic Sunday. Did you? Yeah, turned out well. Food was good. Although, I would have liked some fried chicken.
I bet you.
What, you want to try what?
I like some fried chicken.
I could have brought some.
I
I didn't do some.
was disappointed that he didn't.
I could have brought a lot. Because we cooked a lot.
Yeah.
7 cases.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Where did you get it from?
Cecil case.
What do you want to sign?
And a table for egg, we must be starting good.
You know you're not. Let me keep trying here. What's supposed to do?
I'm gonna forward you an email.
Okay.
But I think it will probably be best if you answer questions on it. Look at it 6 times.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
I wonder why it's not letting me see what you're saying.
Ladies up there. It was,
Yeah, because I thought I noticed the sheet. Sorry.
sorry. We need an executive growth initiative.
Did you receive an email from Tara?
Yeah. Look. Look. Yeah.
All right, at 9 o'clock, call the meeting to order, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Scott, what you got?
One thing is, we talked a little bit a few weeks ago about some roads that were actually roads with minimum maintenance. Did you guys get a chance to look into any of that? That we were talking about possibly closing them?
I don't believe that we have looked into that yet. We've been busy with other things, so yeah, yeah. But we will get that taken care of.
Okay. Got a fiber line that was damaged over a year ago. We're just now getting information from the insurance company, and I think this is what two folks is turning in the insurance company. We're billing us for like a little over $19,000 for damage to the fiber line. We put those culverts in out at 254 there by Enred.
Was that the one where it was marked like 6 foot off or something?
No,
That was at the bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
These were marked correctly? This was marked, it was actually put right in about 6 inches away from our footing. But they did have it marked, and when you get close to those, you're supposed to hand dig things. We just hooked it with a tooth for that one, so. Yes.
Okay.
Did they not have a shovel?
Probably realize that after it's too late, I think.
It's a big bill.
Yes. The seating's done over at Deer Run.
Yeah, I have a question, not that it matters, but the burn pile that's there, who does that? Is that Substack or you?
We will take care of that. We already talked to Substack about that before we ever piled anything in.
I got you, I was just curious, I was just curious. Okay.
We've been down at 142. Keith and I talked last week about using the carbide bits on the 142 on dust control and come in and watering. After that, to reactivate things. Seems like it's working pretty decent, so we're still down there today.
But got several complaints at 142 because of the heavy truck traffic was holes like that. So I drove up there and it was bad. And so I just reached out to Scott and asked him if he could take care of it. And actually, Jason had already contacted Scott about it, so I appreciate that he was on the ball and wanted to do something about it. I just suggested trying the watering, so as he brought it in, scarified the holes out and then got shape back to it. If we watered that, it seems to pack down better and you don't have the issue of dust. They kind of reactivate it, but I'm thinking
That's the thing. The product is still there, even though we agitate it a little bit, and usually just water things, reactivate it, pack it back in. So that's what we're trying. And U4's the same way. He's been down there a week ago, working on it a little bit, because it's pothole up through the middle of that thing very bad, especially down by the bridge, down there far end. So it's at a point where we need to start working on these dust control roads. They are becoming unsafe.
Yeah,
I appreciate the fact.
the lake road's getting to be the same way, probably you have to do it.
Jason wanted to put the scarifier blades back on because there's no other way to break up that hard pack than to put that on. And I think he's done a good job with those scarifier blades, and you can break it up to that first inch and a half, and have some material then to work with. Be interested to know how it works. I'm going to run down there.
That's why I'm doing that too here.
That's true.
Real quick, I had one of our operators call this morning down here around 166 T Road. We put a bunch of gravel down there, and we had some individuals cutting pellets in it and throwing a rock. He has talked to those individuals before, some kids down that way, so we talked to them. And he said next time he has to get the sheriff involved, so we have to call the sheriff's department, and they're supposed to be meeting down there this morning.
Great.
Okay, good.
It's some four-wheelers or UTVs.
Of course, next on projects, W Road, so Brandon's out today with his birthday. First thing we gotta do is dirt work up there, and I know we're talking about some rain here Wednesday, so still got to do something up there, get some ditches cleaned or something going on, so. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be moving on.
Okay.
Jennifer and Marek have worked diligently with the project out there for the fuel tanks. They finally got the right person on the phone last week and spent about 2 or 3 hours with them. So the fuel tank out there is operating now. We're pulling fuel out of it just for testing right now. And Wednesday, we'll get this rain, like we talked about, pull the guys in and show them how to log in and all that stuff. It sounds like a pretty simple deal.
Okay.
They'll just use their employee number that they have now. It's not that big a deal. Let's see, they're down washing tubes today, around 94 and V4 in that area. They're setting that pipe over here today. They got it all dug out last week. They're going to set it and start backfilling.
And we need to talk about that because that was the one farther to the west. The one farther to the east is the one that needed replaced. The pipe didn't need replaced in there. The outside edges do, where it's washed out and you got rebar sticking up the whole 9 yards. So you need to come in from the backside, from the east side on that, and look at that.
I had Matt check all those before we started.
And that's not the one that was in question.
The one that's in question is east of there, and what's wrong with it?
The pipe to me looks like it's okay. I mean, the pipe looks fairly in good shape. It's like a 48-inch pipe through there. But the edges where the landowner was having concerns is washing out. There is, look at pictures of it.
Oh, that's fine, so it's cutting back towards the
It
road?
is like majorly.
Yeah.
And that we're gonna need to do some work down there, because it looks like when they originally did it, that they might have just tried to throw some riprap along the edge and not necessarily work with the existing concrete that was there. And they left that, and that's just collapsing in on itself and working back out toward the road. It's worked back out toward since I went over and looked at it last time. But the thing that the landowner's concerned about, with all being a minimum maintenance road, with all the UTV and ATV traffic up through there, somebody comes along there and flips that and flips themselves over and drops 10 foot down into the creek bottom. So, yeah, we need, like I say, just come in the back way, either go on that minimum maintenance road off 254, and I don't think we got enough rain that's going to hurt you, or, what is that? That would be B, coming back the other way, off 238.
I get it.
Okay. Yeah, you know where it is. So, yeah.
Yeah,
And like I say, if you stand up top of the hill where you got the excavator right now, stand up top of the hill and look back to you, see it right there. Yeah. So.
All right. I did go down there yesterday, last week, and look at what they were doing. There's a dead horse right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It stinks.
It does.
Like I said, I was over there yesterday, so yeah, it stinks.
Oh boy. Let's see. One thing I know, we did plan on doing projects next year because of the money. We definitely need to look at 118 down around B. There's a curve right there. The tree comes around and eats away at it. It's pretty bad, so we can't just go in and dump concrete riprap in it because of the leaching off the concrete. So state didn't like doing that.
This is a 118. B, Victor?
B.
B is in Victor?
B is in boy.
B is in boy. Oh, okay.
Sorry. So apparently there was a little cow crossing put in there years ago, and I don't think that's the road all twisted and curved around there. I think following the creek, now the creek is eating in there, and it's probably pointing the rock down.
So what's the solution?
We do make a road there, that curve or something. Well, it's either build it up or move the road.
Is there ability to move the road? Do you have right away?
You have to right away. Well, why is ever done that way? So I said they just try to follow the creek. Something we need to look at.
Yeah.
It's,
Get some estimates.
uh,
Get some estimates. Of
So I'm just looking at that here right now. So they actually went around the creek rather than going straight through.
yeah, so I said,
Yeah.
they followed it around.
Are we sure that we don't have the right of way through that road?
Yeah, I haven't checked into it a whole lot yet.
Because if we do, it might be a situation where it would be easier to clean out that whole straightaway through there, close that little loop, and close that little loop there, and put one of those culverts with the head walls in on that creek, if we could do it.
I think there's a lot of water this year, so again, it's just something we have to dig into.
Yeah.
Just kind of bring it to your all's attention that we may have a project that we have to do.
But I would think that would be a more logical situation doing that than trying to rebuild the road around that where it drains out of the field and goes underneath that road.
As it is. and things we need to look at.
Okay.
The Paul Rock, last week, the End Road, 262 to 278, L Road, 270 to 286. Again, talking about it this morning about, we're only Paul Rock, and we're half to have it. So it's well aware of that. Keep a close eye on that.
And speaking of rock, the rumors are flying rampant that we are out of rock money and we mysteriously found $400,000 to do W, which I just want to get out there for the record. This is the $400,000 that we have, and I think that's roughly what it is. I haven't looked at it lately. So added the
474.
into 4% rock was earmarked for that. We were going to run out the other rock budget on Deer Run, and there's still some left in there, so that, we're not out of rock money, and we did mysteriously find $400,000 to finish W.
Yeah, it's been there.
So, I just want to get that out there for the record. It's not anything that we have not talked about in this meeting many times before. Get it set
Plus,
up.
we have the reimbursement money, and we talked about this a couple of months ago.
Yes.
And we laid out exactly how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not good enough. And we laid it step by step. We end the budget, we move into the 4%, and then we have the highway reimbursement. But apparently, that's not good enough.
Well, and we do this every year. We run the rock budget out
Every year.
down close and then switch over to the 4% rock.
Rumors and speculation must be more exciting than the truth.
Yeah. So I just want to clear that up and get out on the record. We cannot mysteriously pull $400,000 out of the air. So
There's a reporter, we can share that with her.
hi, Ali.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I just before you came in, we had talked about W and finishing W up and starting on using the 4% rock budget. And because the rumors are flying around that somehow mysteriously we just pulled $400,000 out of the air that we found and are going to use it on W. That's not the way
I
that
think
was set up.
I think you actually did an article on that when we talked about it the first time.
Between here, we're going to use the budgeted money to finish up Deer Run and then switch over to the 4% rock. That was going to run that down, to where we
Right, because you use
low
that
level.
you don't use that until the very end, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
special.
That's the way that we've done it since I've been on here,
Okay.
and I think that's the way you've done it before.
And then we have the special highway fund money that we have that also to rely on.
You
Like
just found some money.
I just wanted it out there for the record. We did not pull $400,000 out of the air that we just found to use on W. It was already there. It was already set up. That's already where it was coming from. So, anyway.
And there's still 3-4 months of 4% sales tax to come.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, yeah.
That's great.
Have you used much of it this year at all?
We haven't used.
We haven't even used it.
You haven't used any of it? Okay.
No.
Right, which is what you guys do.
Yes, that's
It
what
is
what we've done every year since I've been here.
Also,
And
that's
even-
called management.
Yes.
But we had talked about the projects that we're gonna do throughout the year.
Right.
We did an estimate of what those projects were gonna cost, and we walked through those.
Okay.
Okay. We are doing some patchwork down on the 198, this week. Let's get through that. Did pick the patch stuff up from Menards the other day.
That's the same thing, or?
Well, there's only 6 cents difference per pound, because those are 50-pound bags, the others are 60-pound bags.
Okay.
They like the product a little better from United Rentals. It's I would say liquid, but more tacky. It's easier to work with.
Did you guys not have it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But,
I had brought up that, I think you were not here, I think we were gone. Fill us on the bills that the bags we were getting from United Rental were $20.
well, they made a mistake. It's actually $17.25 is what we get charged. They charged us incorrectly. They credited us back, so
Okay,
17.25 for 60 pounds versus, after the rebates, everything's like 10.89.
10.89, something like that.
At Menards. So like I said, figure pound per pound, United Rentals is only 6 cents a pound more than the Menards. Like I said, the guys seem to like the product better because like I said, it is a little, I wouldn't say liquid.
It flows better.
better. Right. There's not as much jam and packing. So, like I said, we went ahead and got stuff from Menards. Then it was hard to find it there for a while, then to get it. Then when they did get it, it was gone very quickly. So I had to find it. They had a return for 2 bags there that one day, so we ran out and got 63 versus a pallet. So we did have that.
Well, then if your final cost is the 17 rather than the 20-something a bag,
It is.
I would, and if it's bigger bags, I would be fine with getting it at United Rentals.
And the other thing, he's factoring in 11% rebate, but it's not a true cash rebate.
No, you can go back and use it for buying more bags. So yeah,
We do.
But,
So
so,
we used those in the past.
Yeah.
So,
but what I'm
I
saying
go
is,
back to
so
United.
what I'm saying is, so yeah, if you think it's a better product as far as flow wise, because that way you don't have to mess with the bags as much, and I understand that.
Right.
Yeah, go back there, but when the original cost that I saw on the bills was, $27 versus the 10, that's double the cost, so.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Anybody got anything?
Yeah, we need a 10-minute executive session for personnel. Obviously,
Okay.
yeah, clerk and president, vice president.
So read it or you want to? Okay. So we go into executive session for matters of non-elected personnel matters of non-elected personnel. For a period of 15?
10.
10 minutes, starting at
9:19.
9:19 to reopen here in this room.
29. And for purpose of employee performance.
For purpose of employee performance.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to join executive session for matters of non-elected personnel, employee performance, starting 9:19 to reopen at 9:29 here. Clerk, Scott, the commission. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign.
Looking for the judges.
I don't know if they're got tied up somewhere.
Hope they didn't.
I mean, what time is it?
Oh, the judges.
Getting straightened out.
This anyway.
You have to tell the judge though.
Okay, do you want to come back in later?
Yeah, it wouldn't take 2 minutes.
We're open at like 10:45 to 11.
Okay.
Do that. Okay. Alright, while we're waiting on them. We have a resolution to repeal Resolution 2025-16. This resolution is 2025-20. This was adopted today, 15th September. Do I have a motion to approve resolution?
Can I read it?
Sure.
What is it?
The resolution to repeal 2025-16.
I don't know. 25.
Well,
Yeah,
16.
the one we repealed.
And just to be clear, that you guys did in the interim several weeks ago, you did repeal that ordinance without a resolution.
Yes, so we need a motion, we need a motion to repeal again.
No, well, you need to adopt this
We
resolution.
need to adopt this resolution to
We
repeal.
adopt this resolution 2025-20.
Second.
Yeah, okay, so, there's been a motion to repeal, to adopt resolution 2025-20, repealing resolution 2025-16. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning.
You ready for us?
Come on up.
Hand out copies. That's first review. So 2 architect firms did come and talk to us and wrote letters and gave expenses for that project we talked about. And they're a little bit like apples and oranges, although I think if you, overall, you can compare how they did that. So, we met personally with both of these architect firms, Judge Elder and I, and we were in the clerk's office primarily. Each of them took a look around the whole 3rd floor, but we told them, the main focus was the clerk's office, but wanted to consider some other areas. And so they asked questions and so forth. The trainer then put together theirs, so essentially is, in talking to them as I see it, short of construction documents. Putting together a plan, doing some expenses, they described that. That would include trying to look at some historic grants or other funding. They do have architects, trainers fairly large, who specialize in these buildings. And if you look at their website where they show some projects, there's some really neat ones. And so it's $12,000 some odd dollars. Architect 1, we met with them, because they're kind of a different firm. They do some of this justice projects, as they call them, too. They put their letter into a complete thing, but in phases. So essentially, you could choose what phases that you wanted to pay for. So they included a construction document phase, and then beyond. To me, their first 2 phases are the best comparison to trainers. And their 2 phases, which are short of construction documents also, I think it was about $8,500. But again, there's a little bit of apples and oranges in their descriptions. They're not a mirror image of each other in how they describe those phases. So that's essentially what we did, meet with them, show them around, talk to them about our needs, and they both promised to do this for us, and we did get those documents.
So I think what we would ask you to consider is reviewing these amongst yourselves, talk about the pros and cons, and then maybe get somebody from one or both of these businesses on your agenda to get some more specific questions to them. Judge Marek and I could have them explain a little bit more as to what they say they will do for the county before any decisions are made. A decision either to punt it down the road for future commissioners, or to take one over the other, or we can do it now, or we can't do it now, or budget for it in the future, whatever folks want to do. But at least I think getting them here meeting with them and having them explain it in more detail, the next step, after you've had a chance to review
I was just glancing through here, and on the Architect 1 document here, they have the 5 phases and the price range lined out there for a total of 25.5, whichever phase we choose to go with.
Right.
But then down below, there is also a charge for MEP engineering services for a $10,000 fee. Is that a separate fee from any of the phases that we choose, or?
The way I took it, if you do construction, then we'll need engineering. So, no, I don't think that's included for phase 1 and 2,
Okay.
for sure. But I do believe, the way I read it, it's if this thing is constructed, then it would depend on, I think also the reason that's in there, since they put everything in there.
Sure.
is if the only thing they did was in what we call the clerk's office, it's hard to imagine that you would need engineering fees, because there wouldn't be an engineer. If we got into something, and when you all were up there and looked around and we talked about, you know, if you're gonna put in a new doorway or frame in, you know, some new plumbing or those type of things, I do think you probably would want engineering services. So that's what I took that to be, that you'd have to have some evaluation. Otherwise, I'd say, you know, for the clerk's office, I don't imagine any, because whatever you're going to put in there is going to be lighter. You know, we have those huge shelving units. When they put those in, I don't know if they consulted with an engineer, but those type of things, you do kind of want to say, well, what's the load there? Those are heavy.
Oh, yeah.
But since those are going to go out, you basically are ending up just with pure office space. So I don't see any potential for engineering issues myself if you're just focusing on that room.
Right.
So I think that represents their difference of if they were going to go all the way out to that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd like some clarification on that, just to be sure, because I read through that, and when they have each of the phases listed out cost-wise, and then they have that as a separate item, I want to make sure that, you know, that is not included in the total cost for what we're looking at, so.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I think, yeah, that'd be a good question to have them here in person to
Right.
answer
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether you want Judge Marek or I, once you feel you're ready to put them on the agenda for us to contact them, or whether you would contact them, or however you want to do it. We'd be more than happy to take some of the legwork out, but like say, a couple months or a month or whatever.
But the one from Trader includes the same thing that this one
See,
does.
it's a little bit
That's
apples and
quite a
oranges.
different
Yeah.
price here, 12,500.
I think what Judge Marek said is that Trainer is saying, we'll give you for $12,250 what are essentially phases 1 and 2 of
Okay.
the other. The other one, I think, went through the whole
Okay, went through the whole
project, right?
Architect 1.
Yeah.
I think, to me, the principal difference that I noticed between the two is that Trainer is specifically saying that they would put resources to finding funding sources.
Okay,
Architect 1 doesn't mention that at all in their phases.
so they would look for grants.
That's how I read it. To me, that's the principal difference. There could be others. Others are a little bit subtler because, you know, the Architect 1 gets in more detail because they break down all those phases. Whereas Trainer was focused on not doing everything, but when we talked to him about this is what we're trying to get get some prices and some drawings of what it could look like, they can attempt to go beyond that.
I need some time to look at these
Absolutely.
both and
That's why
break it down, because I just started reading the Trainer one here. just a little bit more depth, and don't know that this 12,250 is actually just, like I say, just from skimming through this. I don't know that that's that's going to be the cost for them to come in and look at everything and develop a plan and so on and so forth. And I'm not quite sure that. That's all. Let me have a little bit of time to look this over.
Well, yeah, I mean, we want you to, I've given you these, but you need time to read them, separately, digest them. Oh, yeah.
Come up with questions.
Yeah.
Like those.
Well, I've got a question right now. So.
Right, now, I guess I kind of, Judge Elder had emailed too, and I emailed with them, and then when we got done, I was the one that emailed those proposals to. And they were responsive to emails, and so that's not, it may be on there, his email. Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'd say also don't be shy about just emailing them to get some initial questions.
Sure.
If they're simple ones, to get something set in your mind.
Yeah.
That's what, I had emailed both those firms. Ultimately, they got back to me with a person who would actually do that, and then I think I emailed with them once or twice as we were trying to coordinate those meetings and so forth. So
when we bring these two in to talk to them and put them on the agenda, would you both like to be here when we talk to them so you can hear what they have to say also?
I would.
Okay, so then I think that probably in order for you gentlemen to be here with your schedules, then I think that it would be feasible for you to reach out for them after we have time to, digest this and discuss it, and then that way you can set, because we're pretty much free,
right, we know that you're going to be here every Monday.
Yes.
And we can get into your agenda.
That way you guys can set it so you will both be here, and that way it'll make it easier on you.
That'll work.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you're right though. You guys need to digest these, probably talk about it at another meeting after you digest them and decide, do you want to meet with them in the near future based on these costs of where would it come from the budget, what's the target here, are we talking about next year's budget? We know, at least with regard to the court budget and what I call the funds that go to the Fort County budget, there isn't any room in there to pay for anything because we've had overages, some of which have been addressed going forward. One of the overages for one of the funds was the use of this one service that the court service officers were using. That contract's been canceled, so we're not using them going into next year. The other thing that come up had been some mileage expenses for the court service officers that weren't planned for, because that's not something we typically dealt with. But that's in part because we've had for years 3 court service officers here in the Jackson County Courthouse. As you know, we're the busiest of the counties on the criminal side, felony. But with the changes in the district, the position, the quote, other position was filled for Westmoreland. And then Gerhardt, and then he comes over here to help out. And so that rose this mileage issue that we hadn't really planned for.
Right. Okay.
So, but next year, I guess is what I'm saying is, hopefully we won't experience those issues. We've stabilized things with the attorney fee things with the contract.
One other thought that I have is, because we're not moving necessarily walls, we had talked about maybe putting a doorway in and closing off one doorway in the courtroom. I wonder what it would look like to maybe reach out to a design build firm that wouldn't necessarily have to use an architect firm, where they do some of that work in-house. So to give you an example, the company who did the main courtroom and the wall, they were a design build. So we avoided the cost of the architect, and they were able to maintain. They had personnel or people resources they could bring in to maintain the historic aesthetics of the room and stuff. So I wonder if maybe that's maybe an option that we would maybe at least reach out and see.
I know in Jefferson County, I don't know if you've ever been to the Jefferson County court area, but we were lucky because of all the COVID money that was being thrown around. We were able to get the clerk area there to redesign and remodel, so to speak. We put up some protective glass and redo the workstations and get rid of the files that we have up there and open up some space. And we got a bid from an architectural firm, and we ended up going with, I think, I'm not sure it's design, build title design, but it was a firm out of Topeka who actually did the construction work. And they came in, and just what we were wanting to do, they were able to come up with what we needed, got it done, and without having to involve an architect.
Yeah. And I think there were several in Topeka, but I mean,
Do you remember who you used for the big courtroom?
yeah, it was a company called Coal Creek.
Yeah, cold through.
Yeah. And so it may be, I mean, I think there are several companies in Topeka that do design build. Coal Creek did a couple different projects 3 or 4 years ago, something like
Yeah,
that.
because they did the senior center,
Senior Center.
the courtroom, and did they do something for the sheriff? Or not? Because there was
No.
an addition that the sheriff made with some COVID money.
I think he used MCH or MC something.
Yeah.
But it may be worth looking into.
Well, they did the community corrections.
So they did the
Community
interior.
corrections. That was the project.
There you go, yeah.
So would you want to reach out to them and tell them what your ideas are, what you want to try to do, and see what?
And I'd be glad to reach out to them, just to make contact with them and see. I did that the last time, so
Right,
I mean, as
you
long as
did.
you guys are okay.
Well,
I
and
coordinated with them last time on it.
this, the Jefferson County project, it's 2 years now?
Yeah.
Year.
It was a firm out of Topeka. I can't remember what the name was.
There's a lot of similarities to the Jefferson County project to what we're talking about here. The buildings are a lot different, but what they did was focused on the clerk's office, which dealt with the security, dealt with, essentially, I won't say they gutted it to the studs, because there aren't studs there, but that space, everything that was there, they took out and put in new that filled all those needs, and again, those files left also.
I think when that company was up here, we walked through the clerk's office and they kind of put together some ideas on how to.
Oh, great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They're familiar with that floor, obviously,
Yeah.
they ended up doing the courtroom, but initially that wasn't the plan.
Correct. We didn't have enough money to fund
Well-
going past the wall.
Yeah, initially, I think we were talking about doing the clerk's office first. Now, we had some issues with that and pivoted it to the courtroom, which actually turned out fantastic.
That's a good idea.
That was the best thing.
So if you guys are okay with that, I'll reach out to them and I'll coordinate with both of you so that, I mean, I don't have to be there. I mean, they can come up and meet with you, or we can all walk through and kind of talk through it.
But
Do you want us to reach out to say that the big company that did the Jefferson County and have them come
I think that's a great
I think
idea.
more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's, you know,
Competition is good.
you had two contractors for the court, one was Kelly Construction.
That's correct.
and
No
Colbert.
relation. to
What?
me.
Right, no,
Right, okay,
Just-
all right, just
so everyone knows that.
heard right?
Yeah.
And, so
It's just spelled different.
and I've been to Jefferson County Census, they did a nice job.
Yeah.
It was a well-done project in the end.
I think that's a good idea if you want to reach out to them. I'll reach out to Coal Creek and see what their time frame's like and,
We can get back with you with that, and then you can decide who you want to talk to.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, this Soldier Township, just did a design build contract for their fire station. So KBS Constructors, and they had two others
So maybe it's good.
that were in the mix, so
Okay.
a quick call to them could get
Is,
some names.
Is KBS Construction a pretty big outfit?
Not really, they're very local, they're in.
The reason I say that, it just seems that name sounds like it was the general contractor for the Potawatomi County Justice Center.
It could have been.
Might have done that.
And I regularly see KBS trucks parked in residential areas here in Holton.
Oh,
So I know they have some employees who actually, I assume, live here in Holton.
And I've seen them also, so yeah, you're exactly right.
yeah, I think if we reach out to a couple of these and at least see what they have to say, I'll find out from Coal Creek and then I'll just email you what I found out and what their time frame's like, if they can get up here and take a look and stuff.
Okay.
I think that would be great. I think we got a game plan going forward, so, I appreciate you bringing these to me. Like I said, I want some time to kind of digest them, compare them, and I think you're right. I think they're two different, two totally different, proposals, so I really want to look through them and see what we've got. So I do appreciate you bringing everything in and take a look at it and see what we can do.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
And then Commissioner Kelly, you can just take a look at that draft.
I will, thank you. That was quick. I
Thank you,
appreciate you doing that. If I have any questions, I'll holler at you.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. All right. There's some housekeeping here real quick for us. We've got a letter to the commissioners from Julie Barrett. Says, I am unable to complete my term as the Secretary Treasurer of the Soldier Fire Department. My term ends 12/31/2025, but I am only able to serve in this position until 10/31/2025. At our monthly meeting on August 28, 2025, the board appointed Hannah Reed to complete my term and serve a 3-year term beginning 1/1/2026. We also appointed Ronald Pruett and Leroy Greshik to another 3-year term each as their terms expire 12/31/2025. All parties agreed to serve as appointed. Please let me know if these appointments are approved. We need a motion to approve these appointments. Okay, so would you like to look at that?
If they've been elected,
Been duly appointed, yeah. So, after you have looked that over, I would entertain a motion to accept these appointments as written.
move we approve the appointments of Hannah Reed, Ronald Parrott, and Leroy Greshik to the 3-year term each. Soldier fire department.
With Hannah Reed completing Julie Barrett's unexpired term.
Sure.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to accept the appointments as written. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, all opposed same sign, motion carried. We have an email from Gary Maxwell, subject to shifting road authority to townships. And he has written here, there are and will be questions regarding the township authority to maintain county roads. The first question you have to answer is why 30 years ago, township duties were transferred to the county commission. I think understanding the answer to that question is an important first step. And I'll let you two know right now that I have had more people contact me on this issue than any other issue since I became a commissioner. In the negative, we do not want to go back to council. I think that we're on the right track as far as having each township set up a committee to come in and discuss what they see that they need in the township, and we try to set up priorities from that.
We don't know though unless we have to start
Yeah,
the
well, yeah,
conversation.
no,
It's all about the conversation.
Yep.
And it's all about, listening. We had people in here that asked about it, so I think it's our responsibility to have some conversation about it.
And I still think that you are on the right track. I think we need to set up meetings with each one of the townships to whoever wants to come in and talk about it.
Sure.
Have them understand that it's going to be their responsibility to come up with the committee to talk back to us, that people report to them and they can come talk to us.
Yeah, initially I think it's just anybody and we use Banner as an example, anybody in Banner
Yeah, come in
that
and
wants
talk.
to come in and have a conversation about, let's have that conversation.
Yep. And that's, so we're going to start setting those up, so I think we're probably going to try to come up with a schedule to where we can get those set up to start having the meetings. I think that'd be a good idea, and we'll try to get going on that. All
But
right.
if you had just one township like Banner, who wanted to take it over to attempt to try it, can you do just one township?
I'm not sure that
I
would.
don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask is that I didn't have a chance to dive into this in depth.
Good.
But I think
Did or didn't?
I did not.
I'm sorry.
Well, which is good, probably. I don't know where you guys are going, I'm trying to feel it, but I think I do need to get to look at that resolution. I think that was my initial take too, was that, I don't know that it's gonna show you why it was done necessarily.
The resolutions 30, 40 years ago that was
So
all
with the
down.
minutes,
We don't have it?
We're missing a page. And guess what page we're missing?
Now you're kidding.
Sarah's been doing a bunch of research. So it shows where they established the county system that we have now, but it doesn't give you any reason why it's there.
Well, I think probably whatever you got is good, just to give you a foothold, so I'm not gonna be active. Yeah, and I didn't know if they were gonna talk about it in any depth either, but, yeah, I haven't researched it at depth, but I don't think you can just go back to, I think it's a, one or the other, all county or
Yeah.
I
all
got you.
township. And I guess to give a format too, the committees, would you start with the appointed parties or boards that are elected? Or would you just say, we just need ad hoc, we just need to make our own?
I believe that we would have to, and this might take on, I believe that we would have to use the parties that were duly elected, but in some townships, there are either none or one or two. So that is where it would, maybe in the townships where the parties were duly elected, they would have to be the ones to set up the committees. In the townships where there were no duly elected parties to serve, then if a group of them got together and appointed, Joe Blow, Ed Claw, at least 3 to 5 is what I think.
Maybe they go back on the ballot.
It has to be voted on in the general election.
Well, I'm talking about just for a committee to come in
I
and
know that at
represent
some
their
point
township.
those trustees or some of them go on the ballot. Is it in November?
Oh, I don't know.
We just voted on treasurer. There won't be the
There
treasurer.
won't be a township person on it. Okay. I was say, because when it comes time for election, a person can kind of
Then
try
they
to
could,
push,
then they could
You know,
make the push to be elected as a
try to-
trustee or.
try to get some elected.
Well, yeah, there's a problem with that. I don't think you guys can create elected positions.
No, we're not creating an elected
No.
position.
But-
We are, the only thing that we're asking the townships to do, if they would like to appoint the townships themselves, Banner townships, if a group of them got together and wanted to form a committee of 3 to 5 people, whatever, to represent the township to come in and speak with us about their road conditions, what they see as priorities, so on and so forth, from them talking to their group in the township, then they would just represent the township to us. It's not an elected position, it's a,
But there are people who have been elected.
Yes.
Because it's still on the ballot, but they have zero authority to do anything.
yes. And those are the ones, that's what I say, the ones that have been duly elected, to me, it would be their responsibility, but if there's only one or two or whatever, if you have a township secretary and a trustee, okay, then those two would be the ones that would be the duly elected representatives of the township, that their fellow citizens in the township they should hold a meeting and say, okay.
That's entirely up to them.
Yes, but if they want to come in and talk to us about road conditions and what they feel that they need, they would have to do that rather than just making it a personal opinion.
Or
You see where I'm getting at?
Or we could just say, this date, we're gonna have Manor Township. Whoever wants to show up and come in.
Yeah.
On this date, Adrian, on this date.
Well, we talked last week about having the township set up a committee to come in and talk to us. So if they want to do that, fine. If we just want to do, I thought we were going to do meet with the townships.
I think we can have that conversation with them, those folks who show up. But, as far as, I don't even,
We might not have anybody show up about some, we might have 100 people show up about another.
in the conversations that I've had, people don't necessarily want to go back to a township form of government. They would just like to have a say in large projects, and they would like to have the ability to give some input on the road concerns within their area.
Sure.
Like, great, then let's move ahead with that and try to figure out a way to do that. So I wouldn't say put any more time into anything on your part.
No, like what, that statute that I gave you last week that established how to combine townships and all that, I don't think that, I don't think I'm ever going to be in favor of establishing a township form of government again here in the county, from my take on it, from what I've heard, so.
And you're also leaving open the option that two townships that have a very low participation level could say, we're kind of merging together, for the purpose of coming to you guys.
Yeah.
And they could say, we're the combo in Legion of our concerns. Because I get, there's probably going to be a bit of a squeaky wheel problem if you just kind of leave it open. I mean, the people who are going to be here are the ones who are going to get the love, and that's going to either encourage others to join in or complain loudly.
And it's still got to be established and understood that, the commission is still the ones that would be in charge of setting the priorities for which projects, which roads, things like that.
So if someone
will be in.
Yeah, because, at the end of the day, if you get 3 out of 15 show up, they're not gonna get all the work done. We're still gonna make our rounds through the other townships. We're gonna develop a work plan based off what we're seeing also, and then fine tune that in their area. So I think it's just good to have the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And
I understand, I agree 100%.
so,
Yeah, so what we need to start, see if we can get a schedule started for when we're gonna start meeting with the townships and getting their input. I think we got it.
Okay, well, I'll hold on to anything until the plan comes together.
Okay, perfect.
thanks.
All right, so there is that one. And let's see, we have invitations. Kansas Association County 50-year anniversary gala Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. I believe this is going to be at the conference. The conference is held in Wichita, so hold on to your invitation. If you're going, Let's see, Todd, we're up for you. What do you got?
I mean, I guess I didn't know, Lisa gave us some information on the tax sale. She gave a bunch of copies, but I don't know, she thinking I need to hand this out or something? She gave me, this was a list that she gave me, just
Okay.
people who are allowed to their total amount. She had sent it to me previously. Okay.
And we've had quite a few of them,
Yeah, we
settle up or,
Yeah, we started out with, I don't know, 30, and we're down, well, maybe not. We're down to about 15.
Okay.
And I'm getting final numbers for her, and so that would be, I'll double check with her about that. I guess is Kate coming in here in 7 minutes, is that what it is? We might just need to defer because I got executive session I have to go talk about, so.
Okay.
Unless you want to have a 5-minute one, and then 20-minute one.
no, we'll wait.
Okay.
We're good. And then Scott is coming back in at 10:45 for another executive session, so.
Just wrapping them up. Yeah, I don't know if they have anything else for public consumption.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So at what point do we need to do something about the ambulance?
That's what we do. I think we need to send them a letter telling them we need to renegotiate because when do we have to have that done?
But, which, do you have a budget, the budget set already, and that's,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gotta go down, so, yeah, I think before the.
But according to the contract, it's an automatic 3% increase at the end of the year, so that's why we need to send them a letter telling
But
them.
they need to know,
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ahead of time.
Yeah,
And I believe that, it's been mentioned in here before, so if they're reading in the reporter that we have talked about this and said we cannot do the 3% increase this year. But we do need to send, for the ambulance service.
Oh,
But we do need to send them a letter telling them we need to, we need to do that.
well, isn't the, I mean, is your choice non-renewal, basically, or, I mean, that's what I've been trying to.
I believe that it was.
Because it says it'll automatically renew.
Yeah, but the automatic renew has the automatic increase. So we can't not renew, we can't just say we're not gonna have the automatic increase.
That's why we need to renegotiate.
Okay.
So I was thinking it was 3 months before.
Let's be ready. Monday, why is this always Monday? That's true. Everybody's gonna
I
pick
thought-
on Mondays.
I didn't get find it. Thank you.
Did you look over that?
Yeah, I've got the answer for it, we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Hi, Kate, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
Great.
90 days prior to January 1, the next calendar.
Okay.
90 days. So we're getting down to crunch time.
Yeah, we are. That's what I thought.
Thank you, ma'am. Where you go, listen?
That letter is in your.
I got one of these.
Oh. So I'm trying to keep it from everybody. It says 90 days.
We have got it, so. Well, I mean, I think the answer probably would be we have to send them something that said,
That we're terminating the contract, they need to renegotiate.
well, yeah, something that I'd maybe do it a little different. Maybe just send it to me so that I can
No, I'm just keeping my distance.
I don't know that we're,
Renegotiating, we're
Now,
gonna,
what we're saying, what we want to say is we'll be terminating the contract if we cannot
and
negotiate.
keeping the appropriation the same.
Cannot
But yeah,
negotiate
so,
3%.
But
You
we
must
would have
have
to
an increase.
renegotiate the contract, because in the contract, it specifically states that an automatic 3% increase over the rate of 2024 for 2025. So we've got to renegotiate what the contract terms are.
what's the total amount?
With the 3% increase,
What's the total amount? What was the 3% increase, like $11,000?
Like 15,000. Right around that.
I guess, in the contract, I would think we're contractually obligated to do the 3%.
where are we coming up with
It's good faith.
where are we going to come up with 3%?
Well, I think what you do is, your choice is basically brinksmanship. I guess, and you say, we cannot renew this with a 3% increase if that's the case. And but we wish to renew it, but if we can get better terms. But you've got to kind of be willing to, on September 30th or whenever it would be, to say, sorry.
I mean,
And
we only
what do you do?
budgeted the amount from last year, correct?
That's right.
We only budgeted the amount from last year. We did not budget the 3% in there, and the discussion at the time was that we could not increase the 3%, and that we were going to have to leave the appropriation at the amount of last year. That's why it was not budgeted in at 3%.
So 3% would be $15,841 approximately.
So are you saying that you want to go ahead and let the contract run as is and take the 3% hit? And if so, where are we going to come up with the?
I'm saying, it's maybe difficult negotiating a new contract the next time, because no, I don't want to spend the money, but are we obligated to it?
Well, I wish that we would have had this. We should have had this conversation back during the budget, because where are we coming up with the $15,000 guy? Or come out of it? Come out of county general, right?
Maybe the question is not where you come up with it. It's either come up with $15,000 or it's either getting a contract with somebody to replace it.
And I don't want to
It's
do
not
that.
going to happen. But my whole point is,
I know what your point is, Mark. I get it. I get it.
We didn't raise anybody's appropriations, we cut people's budgets.
The only difference, though, is between the other appropriations and this one, none of them had a contract. We don't have a contract. We only have, to my knowledge, we only have one that we have a contract with.
But
You're right.
this was like a 3-year contract,
Yes,
and it raised each year, and I just think at this point, we need to say, this next year, we need to put a cap on it, is where it is right now.
and that's fine and dandy, but like I said, I brought this point up during budget talks that
Right.
we've got, I'll just let it go down. I'm more than willing to let this go and take 15,000 out of county general, and there again, I'll just say, so that knocks us down
But it's gonna
If
hurt
it's
us.
$75,000 in the hole.
It would not have to all come out. It wouldn't have to come out of the county general. It could come out of the commissioners.
Okay,
We have other places that we could take that. I guess I would rather have both the owners come back in and have a conversation with them. Again, and just
Okay.
make sure they understand where we are. And
I think we mentioned it to them one day.
I think we did, but if we could have them come back in, I think face-to-face would be better than just sending a letter.
So the contract would be truly up this after this next year.
Then we need them in here next week. They can come in on the 22nd. So,
And the other side of the answer is that if you don't have leverage until you have,
what now?
you don't have any leverage until you have another provider.
No, I know.
So
Yeah.
that's, I mean, I don't know how to do that, but that's gotta start, maybe that's gonna start now. That's where you,
Well, that's not where I want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not where I want to go.
you gotta. I mean, you can't float the money, you gotta find a way to do it.
Hey, to me, this one isn't as near as bad as we didn't budget for $100,000 in health insurance increase either.
Right.
That one I don't like. And that's the problem with setting the budget before we ever get that information. I mean, there's gotta be a way to fix that because taking a $100,000 cut when we're revenue neutral, that hurts.
I agree. All right.
Can we blame this on Kate?
Have we beat this horse to death?
I think so.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
How are you? What you got?
So you got the acceptance letter for Kayla Harris's line in there. I'll send that out today.
Good.
It's fine. The minutes are in there, and then I think there's a letter for the next meeting on October 9th. That is in there as well. He's reapplying, so he didn't attend the meeting last Thursday.
Who didn't?
Matthew,
Seal?
He didn't show up?
he did not. So he is reapplying for the seasonal dwelling to get his property out of violation.
But he's not reapplying for rezoning?
Well, it would be a special use
Or
permit,
special use
but
permit.
he's not reapplying for that.
To do the work on it?
He's not.
Interesting.
He's gonna hold off on that. And we'll reapply when his remote business, I guess, gets more business. Okay. The recorder reached out and wanted to publish the public solar meeting, guidelines. And he set me a price of $94.50 for 1 week publication on that. Do you all think that's appropriate?
I leave that up to you. That's, I mean, well within your right to do so. And
I would personally, I would
I think it's a
recommend
good idea,
that you
but
put it in there. That way people understand it from the beginning.
I'm also working on an article to Kate too, so it'll be double exposure or whatever.
Okay.
but yeah, I think it's a good idea. The more information we can get on real media would be great.
And then, just bringing, so you wanted to know how, Vander Putnam situation was going. And, the engineer reached out to me on Friday.
From the state of Kansas.
It's personal?
His engineer. that he
His
hired.
engineer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
hired. And did not see that there would be a way to direct flood proof that building.
Okay.
So I guess what would be our next course is to have him remove the buildings.
Is that what it would call for?
I think it has to happen.
Okay.
I think we had to be open to the fact that he could bring it in compliance. We could, because that doesn't sound like he can.
Right. So you want to get a time frame on when that needs
Well, I
to be done?
think informally, I would say you can advise him at this point that, as far as you're concerned, unless you can flood proof that you're in breach and give us a, time frame when to remove, so that we can say, basically you're saying, we'll take official action if we have to, but if you comply, it'll probably look better. So, you can tell us a reasonable time when he's gonna have somebody out there to take apart. And you guys just be cool for the time being, but if he doesn't, then you got to take the formal steps. And that would be the only, I mean, I'd say you're either doing the formal steps or you're not. You're not.
Yeah.
Just- So I give them one like courtesy letter saying, or a courtesy call or whatever you want to do, say, they're gonna make you remove it, so if you want to do voluntarily beforehand. then-
Do you all have what's a reasonable time in your eyes?
A reasonable time to remove it. Without understanding, what he has for a building.
We've basically got cargo containers.
Right, but is there a concrete footing, is there a foundation?
Yeah. There's concrete, the containers are sitting on top of that, you connect it with
It's a chicken, was it a chicken house? Trusses, is that what?
Scissor trusses?
Okay, for a chicken processing, I don't think it's not a chicken coop, but it's,
the, because it's way usual.
yeah, it's an industrial sized chicken.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you grow up in a mall. You don't have this farm stuff. About 50%.
I would recommend 90 days. Does that sound logical?
Well, I would say, I'd say it should not be that difficult to get it down to the foundation. I mean, if you can show in 60 days that he's removed trusses and cargo containers.
I don't know that he needs to remove the foundation. I don't know.
I wouldn't personally think so. I mean, just the building itself. I don't know how you would, I don't think that.
It's like having a
Yes,
concrete
it's not a structure per se, that's kind of where it ends. Structure is always defined as, walls and roof for the most part.
So I don't know that they need to remove the concrete.
When you get a big basketball court,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to
Yeah, reach out and see on that in the floodplain.
Because I-
if that's a-
think that might be an issue.
Okay. If the state says it is an issue, then they're gonna have to do it, so.
Okay, and then, you guys can just, look at these are gonna be 2 violation letters that I send out. We got through the Eagleview. I am processing all of the information, all the permits that we added on. What I'm seeing now is over 300 ag structures.
have been added without permit.
Have you had many people come in?
Eight. Like I said, that'll take me a little while to process all that.
So and the 8 came in because they read it, or we sent them something?
I have not sent them anything, because I needed to get an idea of how I was gonna go about that. Did I
still
gave somebody a letter here on that? Yes.
I still think we should make like a copy of the ad that was in the home recorder and put that in the tax statements. Everybody gets your taxes and it brings it to their attention.
We need them to know before that, to give them enough time and us enough time. If we have, say, half that actually come in and report, that's a huge amount of people coming in to get a building permit. If we have 300 different people coming in for building permits, it's gonna be one person, several people right there full-time processing those permits. I mean, that's,
Do you think they'll all come in the same day?
no.
Oh,
That's why I want to give them enough time, so it's not, hey, wait till the last minute, December 31st, or even November. I would much rather get something out.
And I think it just gets the information out to the taxpayers. Not everybody takes the newspaper or, knows everything that's going on.
I'm fine with putting that in with the tax statement, but I do think that the ones who are in violation
There's
need
the letter.
a letter earlier than that.
This is the letter you want to send out?
I mean, I would
Something
want
to
it.
that
Yeah.
nature, yes,
I would
unless
want
you
it
have
earlier.
something else you'd like to add to that.
True, I'm just trying to, how you get it out to everybody so they know.
The only people that really need to know are the people that
Right, but I think we're talking about two different things.
Yeah,
We need
right.
to get it to the 300 who are in violation. But I think what Linda's saying is, here's a great way to send this to every taxpayer in the county so that they can read it,
Just put the
Information
information
only.
out there.
just information only. Because they may or may not get it home reported. This may be the first time they'd ever see it. So since we're doing a mailing, it wouldn't take, if you talk to the,
I haven't talked to Lisa, but, you know.
it wouldn't be that big of a deal to slip it in.
So there might be additional things that are being slipped into the, for instance, the floodplain review is going to be happening this fall sometime. And the Division of Water Resources was asking that we notify the public of this meeting. And I already talked to Lisa about getting something in with the tax statements on that. So what are you what are you wanting to inform them of? Like all of the taxpayers or what?
I just thought a copy of that ad that was in the report stating things.
Stating that in Jackson County, you're required to have a building permit
Right.
for an ag building.
Okay.
There is no fee for it, but you still have, that's the information we want to get to people.
Okay.
Just to reiterate what they should be calling in and asking in general, but they're not, so let's put this in there.
Okay.
Information only.
Right. I mean,
I think it's a good idea.
I think there could be a page in there, and then, you know, Lisa's office closes at 4 o'clock, at 4:15 or whatever. You know, I think some of the county hours and different things like that it could all be incorporated on one sheet. Just a little bit more information for people. It's just my idea.
But if you check the website, they know what
I understand, I know, but
lead a horse to water, but you ain't making a
it's, I know, just don't know how many.
Sorry, that's another agricultural.
How many people,
What, the horses, what?
how many people come knock on the door and it's like,
That's definitely true.
and that's hard to do too.
So, that's just information, if we're doing a mailing, it would be nice if that's just have it what Linda's talking about.
That's what I'm
Just
thinking,
information only,
just
don't
kind
have to reinvent
of try
the
to
wheel.
put together.
And then the 300, whatever that number is, they need an official letter from
Right.
your office.
So I guess look at that and see if there's anything that you'd like to add to that.
That's the one that just passed me out.
Okay. So, after zoning compliance application, / building permit, that's what people know, and I mean, they're familiar with that term.
Right.
So if we can put in quotes,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that they have sometimes we use terms that the public maybe doesn't use, and then they go, huh? What's that? You know, that type of thing. So, the only other thing that I'm thinking is, if you read this and you say, why do you need a building permit for an ag building? How would you answer that?
Just make sure they're not building in a floodplain and they're meeting their setbacks.
Perfect. I'd like to see that in. The reason we require a building permit is because of what you just said. Is there a tax implication too? Right? So ag buildings, they're going to be taxed, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to get across so that if we're gonna send this letter out, people are gonna go, a couple of questions that just come to mind is, why do I need a permit if there's no fee for it? Well, here's why, what you said, and then also something to the effect that we all citizens are required to do this so that we can equally distribute the tax burden and pay property tax on that building. Maybe.
You want me to say that in the letter?
I'm thinking that it helps people have an understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. If they really want to know,
Well, I mean, the first and foremost reason is because Jackson County is zoned
but and why are we so?
to try to have some organization.
Right, what Kate just said.
Yeah.
What's the other reason? I mean,
And for the tax burden.
right,
Yeah.
so everybody who builds something is required to pay personal property
Yep.
on those. And so if we all pay our fair share, then it's not a burden on just a few, but we spread that equally.
Yep.
So you can summarize it, but I just think sometimes giving that little bit of extra information to folks is helpful. Because there may be some people that go, oh, why? You know, so if we can answer that, maybe it solves keeps you from having to answer. Are you guys okay with that?
I'm good with that, yeah.
A little bit of explanation? If it's not too much trouble, if you want to add just a short explanation into that.
Can you look at those?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to listen to.
That was my addition. Average reciprocity of disadvantage. Illegal.
There you go.
So the two mobile homes were gonna get them removed? Is that what the?
They need to be.
Okay. Better read this one.
Same letter as the other one, it's just obviously different properties.
I see that.
Same situation.
It's in the second one is also one on J. Road is no one living in it.
No idea. It
But it's-
showed up on the Eagleview.
Okay.
It looks like it can be.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. That's all I have. Anything else for me?
Not right now.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, did you want to try for your?
Yeah, let's try. You wanna, what time is coming back?
He was coming back at 45.
Okay. Well, why don't we do 10 minutes and
So I mean, we got, yeah,
10 minutes for attorney client and we'll come back in.
Okay.
And we'll probably have to do another one after that.
all right, entertain a motion.
So move to go into executive session for purpose of attorney-client privilege discussion for a period of 10 minutes, starting at 10:35. It's now 10:34. Meeting to reopen at 10:45 in this room. For the attorney and clerk,
Claim against county.
claims against county. Thank you.
I'll second it.
Okay, so probably moving second to go into executive session for attorney-client privilege, claims against county for 10 minutes, reopening in this chamber. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried.
I'm guessing we'll go, when Scott gets in, we'll go back to executive session.
Oh, you just about ready to go in? Okay.
Well, I don't know when Scott's gonna come. That's what
Okay.
we're here, but that's what the idea was, so.
I'll just wait
We
right
could
here.
probably be very brief.
I'll wait right here.
Scott. All right. Entertained motion to go into executive session for matters personnel.
That same reasons as last time, how long ago? Mary, 10 minutes.
Going to executive session for the purpose of personnel matters, non-elected personnel, period of 10 minutes, beginning at
10:48.
Yep. And to come back at
10:58.
10:58. I'm right here with you.
I'll look at that.
Yeah. We'll return to this location.
Personnel matters, employee performance,
Employee performance. Thank you.
attorney, Scott, and clerk.
Clerk Hall.
I'll second.
Okay, probably move second to go into executive sessions for a matter of non-elected personnel, employee performance, with the above stated people present. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion.
What do we got here? That's right.
She out here?
I can have Mary wait if she needs to.
Well, I think we're okay.
Actually, you could just second.
We're done. Yeah, he's covered it.
Mary's at the
Thanks, Scott.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
You were asking about Galen also.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Marek.
We're going to try. Thank you.
Shows him stop for 7 minutes at 10:04. Shows him stop for 30 minutes at 11:44 right at his lunch. Other than that, he doesn't show him stop.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that.
I have one thing. So I see where the weed department and driving to the conference next week?
The weed department, what?
The weed has a conference next week.
Swan, for landfill.
Okay, landfill, all right. So, I checked with Pat Murray and the county vehicle is available at that point. So will you just let it be that Ed drives himself and Darlene drives herself? I know, but we wouldn't make anybody else go together that it was uncomfortable and just to make,
That's fine,
it'll just make things better,
that's fine,
you know? It stirs the pot, so
okay,
I understand, but let's just let it be, okay?
okay.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
I can show you that deal on the bridge that we've been working on. Were you able to pull that other one up? First year,
So I think I still only have, I have like, tribal government, Indian affairs, that are
it should have had, the Jackson County one showing up, no? All right, what we got here is all the ones that are in the light blue are bridges in Jackson County. The ones that are in the yellow color here, or the gold, are bridges on the reservation that the tribe has on their inventory.
Okay.
These ones with yellow pins. There's 13 of them, locations. These are all bridges that are on the reservation that are not on anybody's inventory. So none of these bridges are getting any inspections done. And haven't since like 2004.
So
Who was responsible for it before 2004?
We were.
Okay.
we
I've
just
got
need,
documentation to that on a lot of them. And I've sent this to Lisa, again, I don't know if she can hold it, but she can. And because that's what KDOT said, that's our next step, is go to the tribe and discuss with these, who's gonna take responsibility for inspections. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But I just want to,
I think you just take care of the inspections and once again, this shows that we're having to maintain bridges and stuff on the reservation, which helps in our justification for things.
Yep.
okay.
I mean,
Go ahead and contact our guy that does our inspections and have him.
Yeah.
Start looking at it.
that's what I would say.
I would just get it done.
I don't think it even involve anything more.
Because I think it, yeah, yeah.
We're gonna be 10 years down the line.
county commissioners.
So we're gonna get funding for that.
You got your wallet?
Yes.
How much funding do you have in your budget for engineering?
Not a lot, 15,000. You know, we've got that, right there, so I've got, usually we do the contract with our inspector, it's like for 3 years. I think he's in his second year, so the contract is.
We may have to forego some of the bridges out that we were gonna inspect this year because those haven't been done in years. I think those take a priority.
Those are gonna take priority because some of those on, well, what, 3 that I see down there on 158 are the ones that are in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, the one on 182 is those three.
Okay, and they're good. And like I said, if they get inspected, they say, you know, hey guys, you need to do something about this, so we'll just shut her down.
I would, yeah, as soon as possible, get them inspected, and then I want a copy of all the inspections.
Yep.
And their estimated cost to repair, and their, just whatever the engineers.
Again, on that
It's
note too,
CIS.
I do need some solid stuff on where these are, and things like that. I'm still looking at that question.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but let's get them done as soon as possible, and we'll figure out where the money's coming from somewhere. All right.
Okay.
How many members?
13, I got a list of, I can get to you.
Okay.
$13 of them, correct?
Thank you.
Sorry.
See you later.
All right, thanks.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Benefit prices?
Thank you.
This is what the specific increase was in January and then in July. And that's against what current, it is currently the increase. So I'm not sure, the one that it goes into effect January 1st is what they consider the employees' portion of increase.
Okay.
When the increase comes in July, they're usually looking at that as the employer increase. That's why there's two different increases in here with them, which I always find interesting.
Okay.
July 26th would be a hard.
That's how they look at it. Of course, because we cover more than what they require, it's always kind of up to you guys on what you want this to look like. This, if we go just down, the green is actually July, and I just kind of put it in there based on what you guys did last year. Last year, you guys wanted to cover the employee only, and only give that amount to every plan. Does this make sense? Last time, that was the increase for an employee only. So you guys gave that amount to every plan. So then the increase fell on the employee to cover that difference. So if I based this, how you guys did it last time.
That's over a 12-month period, correct? 139.
No, that's the increase per month. That's getting hit on that one. Yeah. I already threw a number out at you guys. If I look January, the increases and the July increases, the vaccine exposure is 75,000 is what it will cost the county if the county should cover it.
Right.
That's our maximum exposure. But if we only want to absorb the employee portion and have employees have to pay that difference themselves for dependents, we can't. So on the green portion, if you look, I'm saying if we cover the increase for employee only for each plan, this is what it would cost the county here in green. If you look, what I kind of want to point out that's kind of important, is, see where it says employee portion? That's what SCHP says, that's the only amount we can allow them to pay for the plan. We can't have them pay more than that. See what I'm saying? On down to family, that's 800, and said that they would have, that's the amount that they can pay for the medical insurance only. It's coming in that the employee would end up paying that amount for dental, medical, if the county covers that amount. So we're still under what SCHP says the employee can pay. See what I'm saying? Because I cannot have the employees pay more than $871 for their health and $37.16 for dental. So I can never have the employee pay more than that, and we're under that.
This is employee or employer, July 26th here.
Well, SCHP assumes the employer is picking up this increase here.
This one.
This is the employee. Your January 1 increase is supposed to be the employee, and they're happy that they can keep that at 2% for them. We also see the dental for employee only did not go up at all. in January. July, when they say employers should cover this increase, it does. So basically what I did, what we're currently giving them, I added 78.18 plus $2.40 for the demo. And said, starting in July, the county, if you guys want to go with it like we did last time, then it would be, here's what the county's gonna cover for each plan.
Per employee. But if we didn't go with.
If we just said the employee has to pick that up, I think you're still under what SCHP would demand.
They would have to pick up all of this, and it wouldn't, because we didn't budget for it. So
Right.
again, I'll how do we pay for that?
Well, right now, that 75,000 is if we covered the full increase, which that's not, this is not showing that. This is showing the employee, you're only gonna give them basically an additional $80 a month. Roughly.
But if we didn't cover any of it,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to pick up.
And so long as I can keep it under what SCHP says I can't have them pay more than this amount, we always have to stay within that
And
range.
you don't have that, you don't know that going through each plan.
Well, I
At
could
this
quickly do it until if I had them for the full increase. If it would say, okay, I think you would.
So the full increase would be 75,000.
Mhm.
So if we did a partial and passed along, I guess I'm gonna have to think about this for, when are we, when's the drop dead date?
Well, renewal starts October 1st,
So here.
so I do need to know by then. I mean, you guys can always consider too that a lot of times an employee only plan, for an employee to pay $25 a month is not still cheap. You see what I'm saying? For an employee only plan, instead of the employees that you could pick up. Right now, an employee only plan, they pay nothing.
That's right. They could pick up a little bit.
For
That's
sure.
what I'm saying.
Charge
We said, even if it's 25 a month, or 50 a month, 25 a month, I mean,
That's right.
that's not unheard of. I mean,
Right.
to hope. So there's that. The other thing I'd like for you guys to consider coming up on renewal is I have 7 voluntary companies straggling along with these benefits with employees that, everyone, I would really like to tell people, if you want to keep these policies, have them drafted out of your checking account and not run all this through payroll. Because right now I'm working with UKD, where we offer all these accident insurance, all this, and then I have 7 additional companies that I'm dealing with reconciling every month and running things through payroll. But I would like to give the employees a heads up, hey, starting January 1st, get these into your personal,
Yeah, so
pay out of your checking account. I don't really want to run through payroll.
my thought is write up just a paragraph of
Yeah.
what you're thinking
Uh-huh.
and bring it to us, and
Let's
then
see,
we'll.
like, we can do something like
You
that.
said you could have how many different companies?
7. I have Allstate, Globe, Aflac, ENC Life, New York Life, Washington National, Colonial Life.
They just need to do it.
And they're all offering the same
Automatic.
products.
Yeah.
It's just.
And
it's
but
just not
there is, I
fair.
don't think there's any reason why you should have to be doing that through payroll. It should be,
If they want to keep it, great, you can do that.
Yeah.
Set it up through
it
your
should be
checking
a
account.
direct debit out of their accounts,
Yeah.
not through payroll. Yeah.
I would appreciate that. So, I think that's all I have then. If you guys decide you want any members of road benefits, just let me know. Or something different.
How many single plans do we have here?
If you look at that off the top of my head, I would say you probably have 60 to 80 somewhere there. 70. It's roughly, we're a little over 100. It's when I was doing this all last year, I had around 100 people insured. And I would say the majority of them are individual.
So at this point, if we were to pass all of that along, even with the single plans, they'd be paying 78.18 for a single plan out of their paycheck. And employee spouse would be paying 143 plus. What is the employee spouse is on here?
Yep. It's going to be your, if you look at the green section, it goes single and then it goes employee and spouse. So right there, that's your employee spouse.
So they're paying the 1208 if they're on plan A.
Now that's single. If they're employee and spouse, the company would be $2,073 a month to cover their dental and health. Mhm. Oh, well, so they're gonna go, I would like, well, this is gonna be our second year under a 3-year contract with SAP. I would like to get bids out with you, Katie. The last time they gave us a bid, it showed we got some savings. We couldn't get Blue Cross Blue Shield, it would have been Aetna, but it looked like a good plan that would save us money. I would like to have more of a serious
Conversation.
look at bidding, because, and in taking your name, Katie, it does make it a lot easier with just working within all the benefits, you know? But, I mean, if SHB, they have some different benefits to them, you know?
Okay.
Do those places take it? I was thinking that's what I'm
I thought a lot of places don't take that many.
Really?
Well, it used to be, I don't know if
Yes,
it's
see,
there.
but I had one employee take that. The only time I've been here, actually, they still show Blue Cross Blue Shield, because they were like, they didn't care anyway.
Yeah, I'm
he's
trying to think what, and it might have been at the, Kansas Multi-Health.
I think at the time we got the bids, though, hadn't they checked the storm lot, or they had to make sure that they did, because I knew those were our big three, that we wanted to make sure had coverage.
Okay.
And they go Holcomb and storm lot, I think. So,
Okay.
but that's definitely something when we're looking at that bidding, but we're making sure it's, coverage is there.
Okay.
But that won't be for another year.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Mark, real quickly, back to that 118, to kind of switch gears, 118 Du Bois.
Yes,
You did advise Scott to check in and see if we own the right of way.
yes. The
I agree,
street,
and if we can straighten that road and put one of those new head wall tubes in there.
did you pull it up on
I
Google
did.
Maps? Yeah, I don't understand.
It appears that what they did was just said it's path of least resistance to go around this way.
And because they only had to put one bridge in there, because otherwise they'd have to have a bridge on B and have to have a bridge on 118 is what it looks like to me. But where he's talking about this all eating out, I believe, is right there at the apex.
No, right there. That's where. There would be a
118?
Yeah, go back here.
Oh,
It appears to me that that's
right
more of a
there?
situation. Yeah, more of a situation than down there.
Oh, I thought he was talking about right here where it looks like it's even right out.
I don't think it is.
Right here.
There's no crib on that side.
But there's all that water running out of here down to the creek right here. Is what I'm looking at. If I'm looking at that correctly. I just have to take a drive down there and see, because the creek looks like it runs right here. Runs right along this,
Right.
and then,
Then there's a lot more issue back there where
where Cross Creek is right here, yeah. But I'm not sure, I thought he was talking about this right here where it was leading out. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to go down and look at that and see. Because he was talking about on the curve, I thought.
I did too, but it appears to be on the straightaway. But anyway,
I don't know.
you gave me the direction to go look at that.
Yeah.
Or to make sure we don't have that we could have easement through there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Well, busy day. Todd, you got anything else?
Oh, other than the letter, no.
Other than the one you handed out earlier?
I have a big request, just to have the actual approved minutes for June 2nd and June. Sending
We need to send Mary to the resurrection. She's a good,
Yes. Yes.
Hey, can you pull June 7th minutes or something? It's the sounds.
I'm perfectly satisfied with the letter.
You good with it?
See anything else go over there?
I did. He's got
What's
the
that?
bills and issues.
I have.
What were the chamber bucks for?
Yesterday.
For all those pictures.
I'm fine with it. Boss.
Good. Right, well, I'd probably go ahead and just ask for a motion to approve release of otherwise confidential and privileged information to the Attorney General and Respondent. response to the records request.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's probably moved and seconded to authorize the release of material to the Attorney General's office. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, all opposed, same sign, motion carried.
We'll visit Kate for a little bit.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Todd.
I got one question. Should, and this just from thinking back to other meetings and boards, should we have a motion each time that we sign these bills for approval?
Never had.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I'm just,
Well,
thinking back to the boards and the same signature is enough?
Well, I'm going off of city practice. City practice usually requires a motion, actually an ordinance that approves appropriations.
That's what I was going at.
I've checked that to make sure, because, I mean, is there an ordinance that requires action?
Well, you guys don't do ordinances.
Well, no, but I mean, it's a statute.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I was just going off of the other boards and other meetings that I have.
You might look into
the desk book.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, because it just struck me that we checked in on that, so.
We just sign off on approving it, but.
Yeah, I think you're not, I mean, it's not like it's invalid or anything, or that somebody can, it's just kind of one of those questions where if you do it, then you don't have to, you got one official approval.
And then you will have to have a meeting every time to approve.
Yeah.
Before they will
Or
be
you'll have to have
required.
a resolution.
Yeah.
What you have to have.
Yeah, because now, on like 15th, if it fell on a Wednesday, then
You would have to have.
come in at different times and review the bills, so.
And I think you can, I mean, I think you guys can prove or ratify just about anything. It's just a question of whether that appropriation ordinance language is the same across cities and counties, so I'll take a look.
Because I think we can still do the odd days that we come in to look at bills, just as long as there was a motion to approve the bills at the next public meeting.
Yeah, and it's common that the checks are written, sent out, signed, everything, and the council's just said, okay, ordinance approved. After the fact. Checks may already be cashed, so.
Well, like water meters already being put in.
Yep.
Thanks, Doc.
See you.
See you, Todd, thank you.
Is it midway to chair the,
Yes.
Kate has, in her minutes, has, little Kennedy, it says, due to Matthew, chairman. Oh. Remember.
In the very last paragraph, she has the last one as well.
Mr. Over there, huh?
That's all.
In the discussion on the last page with the township discussion, I did not say I was not in favor of township boards. I'm not in favor of township government. Yep, about halfway down. Yeah. Third page. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, not in favor of township.
It's, I'm not in favor of township boards, I'm not in favor of township form of government. So everybody read their minutes from,
I have
you have,
not yet.
okay, no,
I
that's
still
fine.
reading these.
Planning board. Ready? All right, has everyone read the minutes from September 8th, 2025? If so, I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of September 8th, 2025 with corrections. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We're going to table further discussion on healthcare costs until next meeting.
I would agree.
Okay, and we're going to table discussion on the clerk of the court's office until next meeting.
Or, yeah, whenever we get it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, we need to discuss, I'd like to, like I say, digest what they have written here, kind of go through it a little bit, and then discuss how we're going to approach this. So.
I have a question, Christie. So, it's been a while back, but County County was discussing, and they talked about reducing Kieffaber's benefit. Can they do that?
That's not my papers.
That's what I was gonna say, like the percentage that they matched or did something?
I think so. I think that's set by papers on that.
Well, that's what I thought. I didn't.
There's, the only thing that I know you can do is you can, if you're a first year employee, once you've been in a year, you can double up and buy back your first year.
Right, but no, they were considering, when they were talking about their budget, trying to get money, they were considering about doing something with Kieffaber's and the employees. Part of it that they pay. And I did not understand.
And the employer's part,
Yes,
I think that is a set.
that's what I thought. I didn't know how they could do anything with that. And maybe I misunderstood, but I was watching the news. I just found it interesting. I've been doing this. Because I didn't think there was anything we could tax that. Just whether they shouldn't be able to.
so what do you think, I mean, the whole, $75,000 for health insurance, I mean, again, we didn't put that much extra into.
I think we, personally, I think one thing that I'm betting other counties are in the same shape that we are, as far as getting the notices after the budget has been sent or set. I think that we need to send a formal letter asking for an estimate at least of what they're thinking the increase is going to be, at least by June.
I'd like an explanation of why we can't have the actual number before June.
Well, and that too. I mean, that's fine, but I'm saying at least an estimate of what it's going to be. sent to all counties that are doing business with them, because this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, that we have no idea until after the budget's already set. So, I mean, I don't know if we can address this at the convention with other counties, see what their thoughts are.
I think we have just draft a letter from the Jackson County Commission. And send it to, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
Say, can you explain to us why you can't have it by the end of June? And do you understand
Our
that,
budgeting process.
what our budgeting process is?
That's,
Yes, you're okay with that?
I'm perfectly fine with that. I just didn't know if other counties were facing the same thing that we are. I'm sure that they would be, but, you know, I would guess everybody would be. So, that's what I say, you know, talk to some of the counties down at the convention and get their feedback on it and put together a coalition to address this with the Blue Cross Blue Shield, because it's just us
You don't want to send
complaining about it.
You don't want to send a letter?
No, I want to send a letter now.
Yeah, I do.
But I'm saying if it's just us complaining about it, okay, yeah, well, what the heck? Then, you know, it doesn't, one county out of how many, 105?
Yeah, they're not all using.
True, but however, I'm sure that there's a lot of them that are using it.
All budgets are due at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, yeah.
Okay. No, I would, you want Todd to draft a letter, you want Christie to draft a letter, you want Mary to draft a letter? Okay. I think it'd be a good idea to just ask the question. All right?
Yeah.
We have anything else coming for us today?
I know.
Linda? Christie? All right. If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I'm gonna finish going through bills.